This is Justin.
And this is Haley. You're listening to The Price of Avocado Toast.
We're a married millennial couple wanting to normalize the conversations around money. We want to hear about your highs and your lows,
The do's and the don'ts on your path towards financial freedom. Hi Toasties, welcome to The Price of Avocado Toast.
Whether you're a first-time listener or you've been following us from the start of this thing, we're so glad to have this conversation with you today.
Today's episode is going to be short and sweet, but we just wanted to hop on here and genuinely thank you guys for coming back every week and listening. We have roughly like 200 people that come back every single week, and then we have people that just listen randomly. But those of you who come back consistently, it's really cool because I feel like we're just on this journey together, and Justin and I are just sitting in our room right now, hanging out with our dogs. Our baby just went to sleep. But you guys, we come here every week and we talk to you, and we just really appreciate you taking the time to listen.
Yeah, it helps hold us accountable, and it's nice to be reminded of stuff that we're thankful for during this holiday season. And I'm thankful for everybody that helps us stay on track and helps support us because they know that we want better things for ourselves and for our family. So it's nice to have this community.
Definitely. So we kind of want to seek some feedback from you. The last couple of weeks we have been talking to people that follow us on Instagram, the people that listen to our podcast, and the purpose of really starting this podcast was to normalize conversations about money with normal, average millennial people. And we don't want to just sit here and talk about us all the time. We want to hear your stories and talk about what's going on in your life, whether it's a great part, a high, or a low, whether you are just really barely scraping by.
Yeah, and we also don't want to just give people a bunch of like money tips and money tricks and, information about how to work with their money, because there's so many podcasts out there that already do that. Like there's great podcasts that we listen to that help us, pick and choose certain things that work for teachers and, other things that we might encounter in life, living the fire life, stuff like that. That's not what we want to do. And those people are awesome and we love them. That's why we support them. But we want to be in a different realm, which is talking to other people and hearing about the mistakes they made, because there might be one person who was thinking of making that exact same mistake. And because they listened to the podcast, they chose not to do it, or they didn't do it, or they made a different choice instead. And that's really where our heart's at when it comes to this podcast, is getting people comfortable with saying, hey, you know what? This is what my salary's like. This is how much I, have to work overtime to make ends meet, whatever it may be. That's what we want.
And I actually just listened to Becky's podcast, Becky from the Relatable Much podcast, who was on with us last week. I just listened to her podcast from last week, and she was saying that, people really resonate with other people when they are raw and truthful and vulnerable, talking about whatever's going on in your life, even if it's not the greatest. And I feel like so many people need to hear that from other people who are not just, you and I. I think we definitely have a crazy story. And if you don't know our story, if you are just tuning in, then definitely check out our first two episodes, episode 1 and 2. Those really give the whole lowdown on everything we've done, the good, the bad, and the straight up stupid. But, you don't want to just hear the Justin and Haley show of all the things that we've screwed up on. We want to hear some other people, and not just the bad things. We want to hear some good stuff that's going on too. So what we're asking from you is let us know what you think. Write us on Instagram. Send us an email. Our email is thepriceofavocadotoast@gmail.com, and our Instagram is just thepriceofavocadotoast. And send us a message. Let us know what you think. Do you like what we're doing? Do you not like what we're doing? We want to hear your feedback so we can mold this podcast to be something for you. Because yes, this is our hobby, but it's also yours to listen to.
Absolutely.
So let us know what you think.
All right, so it's also December 1st, which means we've got to give a goals update. Now, we set some pretty chill November goals for us because October we made kind of like joke goals about Halloween candy and stuff. But our November goals we hit. We stayed within our budget. We stashed a little bit of away in squirrel mode. And we did pretty darn well. Overall, we came in under budget for the month, which was awesome.
About 400, right?
Yeah, I think that helps too because my side hustle had a couple like extra shifts that I picked up that were a little bit busier. In early November, there was that Wednesday that I worked. Remember the winemaker Wednesday? And I made like $200 on that night. That was a pretty good night. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. So we decided that we wanted to look at our December goals and adjust those a little bit though, because unfortunately, this whole COVID thing is going to start restricting my side hustle. I'm a server at a restaurant, and it's getting really cold here in Sonoma County, and it's starting to slow down a lot. So it's going to start to change how much money I'm making. In fact, I was called off for like the last 2 weeks of shifts in November because it was just so quiet. I mean, granted, I was only working one night a week, but I was called off like 2 consecutive weeks. It was really slow.
And those of you who are listening from other countries or other states, we live in California, and where we live, indoor dining is shut down. So it's freezing outside by the time you go to work. It's like 40 degrees out,
Yeah.
50 degrees on a warm day, and people are sitting outside
Yeah.
with makeshift heat lamps.
Yeah, I mean, we have heat lamps, but they're not, protected from the elements much. So we adjusted our goals. So the first goal is to come in under budget again because that's a positive thing. We did really well on some of the categories that we traditionally don't do well with. And I think that's because Ryan, our financial coach, really made us flesh out our budget a little bit more and change some things around. Like we actually have like $30 in kitchen staples because we were just putting like random spices and stuff in the miscellaneous category, and it doesn't need to go in there. Like if you need to get salt or flour or something, then that should be where it goes. We're kind of weird in that we don't consider it a grocery because I don't just eat flour straight. So goal number 1 was to come in under budget. Goal number 2 is to at least make $600 this month at my side hustle. Now, I think that's totally doable, but I actually don't include the paychecks in that because serving paychecks are so ridiculously low because of the tip wages that I just consider that my tipped earnings from the side hustle. So $600 in the month of December. And because that'll also give us a good idea, I think, of budgeting moving forward into the winter months of what we'll be looking at. And then the third goal, and probably the most important for 2 teachers, is to frickin' make it to the end of distance learning. We've got, as of this recording, we have 13 days left before winter break, and your boy is hyped. I have an observation tomorrow morning. I just want to get it done. I want to learn these kids some things, and I want to get to the holidays, baby. I'm done.
And I'm done. I have 13 days left of work, and then I go back to just being mom.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked on that.
Yeah, I am too. I'm selfishly really excited. Haley had gotten like an interview with a potential job within the same district, and we were like, do you want to try for it? And it was like, well, it's good money. Why don't you give it a shot? But I was secretly like, I'm not gonna hate having you back to like help with the dogs and Calliope while I teach because it just makes my life easier selfishly. So, and you know what the really cool thing is about actually budgeting your money? Is you can stash money away for when you know something's coming up. Or you can cut your budget even more because things aren't that important. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool? It's so cool how that happens.
Super cool. I got the call today saying I didn't get the job, and I was just like, well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Onward. We're moving onward. We planned for me to actually not even have a job this whole entire school year.
Yeah.
I was just going to be home with the baby while you worked. And I took this job temporary. It's a temporary long-term substitute position. I took it super last minute, like a week before school started, knowing I'd be unemployed come January. But that was the plan. Yeah. And we planned for it. We budgeted for it. And now we have money for the spring to use however the heck we need it to supplement.
And we've talked about how like 2020 surprisingly has given us a lot of blessings. Like you still have a little bit over a month before the second semester starts. I would not be surprised if an educator or an administrator that knows you or I and knows you're going to be home reaches out like, hey, I actually have this small job we could use. We need some type of, instructional coach or something like that on our campus or, anything. Well, I shouldn't say instructional coach. That's putting you in the administrator level. I shouldn't say that. like a small group, pull-out specialist,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a multi-tiered systems of support specialist, something like that, where they need somebody who can work with kids one-on-one for a gen ed classroom, and that'd be totally up your role.
That'd be cool, but then also not having something would also be cool. So it's nice to just be in a position where options are open and you don't have to do one thing.
For sure.
And not being in panic mode. And we have so far to go.
Yeah.
We still have $100,000 worth of debt. We have a $10,000 timeshare, which is probably close to under 10 pretty soon here. And then we have $90,000 in student loans.
Mm-hmm.
That's $100,000. We still have a long ways to go, but we're making it work.
Yeah, we are. I love
That's
it.
the most important thing.
Love it.
So, making it to the end of distance learning. Let's hope we can make it.
Yeah. If you're a religious person, please say a prayer for us.
We need it. The last thing we really wanted to touch on today is Christmas. And this isn't just Christmas. This is really any sort of holiday that you celebrate during the holidays, because I feel like the holiday season is just a big fat excuse for us all to just eat a lot of food and spend a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to watch yourself, or you can, watch yourself, donate too many cookies because you can gain 30 pounds in like a day, or don't spend $5,000 on Christmas for your family of 3.
Yeah, Meadow Sweet Money, who we had on a couple weeks ago, she posted that right now is the perfect time to start unsubscribing from all those emails. And I have probably unsubscribed from some of our past spending sites. Oh my gosh, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I got hit so hard with emails from everybody. Kohl's and Macy's and Combatant Gentlemen and Dick's and just every single site that I had ever signed up for, Shady Rays, and I'm like, oh, guys, I'll come find you when I need you, but unsubscribe. So make sure, if you're listening and you need to do that, why don't you go unsubscribe to 5. Just pick 5 and be like, you know what, I don't need this in my life. I don't need to be spending this money.
Do you feel free at last?
I do, but I'll tell you what, it was really hard to unsubscribe from some, so I did not unsubscribe from Untuck It, because Untuck It is my absolute favorite.
And they have great deals.
They
You can't miss out on those
phenomenal
deals.
I cannot miss out on those deals.
I mean, when a $100 t-shirt goes on sale for 50% off, that's a steal.
Yeah, and I have only purchased their shirts when they're on clearance, but they're phenomenal shirts. I love them. They look sharp. They feel good. Yeah.
And you look like $100.
Hey, not a penny more, dang it.
So I've heard several people talk about, getting your kids 4 different things if you're looking to kind of narrow things down instead of going crazy. And I really like this, and I think that we should do this. This year I want to actually buy a bunch of presents for our baby because it's her first Christmas, even though she's not going to remember, but it's important for me. Okay. But after this year, buying something that they want, that they need, something that they can wear, and something for them to read. 4 things.
I like that. Want, need, wear, and read.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's cool. Wait a minute. We can't do that. Calliope can't read.
Oh, shoot. We're going to have to wait a few years for that.
Oh, no. But in all seriousness, you guys, be wise with your spending. Be wise with your overindulging in anything. It can get really easy to get caught up in things in the holidays, and Haley and I have been victims of that, where the rest of the year is trying to make up for decisions we made in a 3-week span in December. So please, please, please make the right choices. And if you budgeted, or you've got something planned that you can handle, please, by all means, enjoy it. Don't guilt yourself into feeling bad or shaming yourself, working up some type of anxiety. Just make sure that you got it covered and enjoy yourself, because 2020 has been a hard year. People need something to feel good about.
And the last really 3 years. So this is our 5th Christmas together, or the 4th. I don't know. Whatever. The first Christmas we had together, we spent a bunch of money on each other. Inheritance money. Then the next year, we were engaged. So we didn't buy anything because we were saving for our wedding. Then the next year, we were freshly married. We had no money. We were about to go on our honeymoon, so we didn't really do Christmas either. So for 2 consecutive years, we did stockings, and that's it. And then this last year, we did few presents, but we still kept it pretty low because this was the first year of Dave Ramsey. You know, the first year we found the program and we're trying to maintain our spending. So now, fast forward 2020, this is the actual first year we've planned and budgeted for Christmas. So I'm super excited to just go blow my little $300 pot. But it's just, you know, if you don't buy presents one year, for 2 years, whatever it is, your family might make fun of you. I remember my mom being like, that's really stupid. Like, why are you, it's Christmas. Yeah, well, we couldn't afford it. We literally had no money.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
In a few years, you can make up for it.
And at the end of the day, who cares? That's not what it's all about,
I mean,
right?
I didn't care, and
No.
neither did you, and that's all that matters.
No, it's the holiday spirit, and like just being around people that you love and care about and spending time with them. That's the best. That's what I always love. That's what I tell people as a gift. Like, you don't have to give me anything. Spend time with me. Be around me. Be invested in me. That matters more to me than, you know, some gift somebody would have gotten me. I don't know. That's just how I feel. So, nonetheless, you guys, enjoy this holiday season. Thanks for listening. Hold us accountable to our goals. We think we're going to crush it in December. We want to finish off 2020 strong. We want you to finish 2020 off strong. So set those goals. Reach out to us if you guys want to come on the podcast. We'd love to have you. We got a couple more weeks in 2020, and we'd love to get some more interviews in. So please don't hesitate. That's going to do it for this episode of The Price of Avocado Toast. As always, we are so thankful to have this conversation with you guys, and we're so thankful to be a part of this community. Happy budgeting.
You've got this, Toasties. Thank you for listening to The Price of Avocado Toast. If you vibed with this episode, share it with a friend. We'd love to continue building our listening community.
If you're interested in speaking more with a financial coach, hit up our coach Ryan at MeFinanciallyFree on Instagram. Use the promo code HELP50 in the consultation notes section to receive 50% off.